Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? All right, you guys sent me a quick video to review. As soon as I started hearing it, I started laughing. I said, what do you guys expect? That's Eminem's brother. I understand the confusion, but this has been going on for years. So let's just fix some of the information that came out of this video because it's not accurate. Before we get started, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold and silver, head on over to our friends at Miles Franklin. The link will be down below in the description. When you make your purchase, make sure you use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and they'll take care of you. If you have any additional questions, you can reach us over here at this phone number or over here at this particular email. For all orders over $10,000, reach out by email and we'll make sure that you get a great deal. So come on over to Miles Franklin and add to your precious metal inventory. Okay, this is a quick little video right here. You guys said, wait, I'm confused about what's being said. I said, let me hear it super quick. And then when I started listening to it, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So let's go through and make some corrections, shall we?
Good morning, YouTube. Hope you guys are doing well and staying healthy. All right, I want to give you a quick explanation. Iraq technically does not need to amend the budget if they're not changing their rate.
They are going to amend the budget with or without a rate change.
The budget already covers their operating expenses. But what it is they would need surplus funds to cover the reforms.
So I went and did a research to figure out what reforms exactly is Iraq working on. First and foremost, the Iraq government is planning to increase the allocation of oil revenues in the 2023 budget. This adjustment aims to enhance funding for various sectors and projects within the country to cover the cost of the projects. What other things are they going to be focusing on? So there's going to be significant emphasis on the economic diversification. In the amended budget for 2023, Iraq is looking to reduce its reliance on oil revenues by investing in other sectors such as agriculture, industry, and tourism. And we know about the tourism because Al-Sudani just visited 2 hotels that he wanted up pretty quick because of tourism. So we know that's true. The budget amendment also includes provisions for enhancing social welfare programs to support vulnerable population and improve living standards across the country. This includes increasing funding for healthcare, education, and social welfare programs. So if you're going to increase funding, then you're going to have to make an amendment to the budget. That doesn't mean anything about changing the exchange rate. Iraq is prioritizing infrastructure development, including transportation, energy, and housing projects. This investment aims to strengthen the country's economic foundation and improve the quality of life for its citizens. We know that not only have they been working on these projects, but they continue to work on infrastructure despite the exchange rate. So, improving public financial management systems to ensure transparency and accountability in public expenditures. The Iraq government is working on upgrading its financial management systems. This includes implementing modern technology such as automated financial systems and digital payment platforms to reduce corruption and increase efficiency. Here's where the sticky part gets. This is what the coordinated framework is fighting with Al-Sudani over because you're taking money out of their plate. Iraq is improving tax reforms aimed at improving revenue collections and broadening the tax base. This includes simplifying the tax system, reducing tax exemptions, and enhancing tax compliance. The government is also investing in modern technologies to automate tax collection process and minimize tax evasion. Iraq is working on streamlining customs procedures and trade regulations to facilitate international trade and boost revenue generation. This includes upgrading customs infrastructure, digitalizing customs process, and reducing bureaucracy in trade-related transactions. Iraq is implementing policies aimed at encouraging private sector investment by creating a favorable business environment, which is one of the steps for the World Trade Organization. This includes reducing red tape, streamlining regulations, and providing incentives for investors in priority sectors. By attracting foreign investment, Iraq aims to create jobs, boost economic growth, and enhance competitiveness. So, no, they don't have to change the exchange rate to pay for all the projects. I said that a million times. But those were the list of reforms, the only list that they are working on. There's nothing tricky about it. This is why the amendment to the budget is important. They're reallocating funds from oil to cover expenses for the projects.
Now, the reforms are contingent upon the rate changing. They can't bring these reform package forward if the rate does not change.
False. That's a lie. I just showed you what the reforms are and how they plan on paying for it. They don't have to change the exchange rate at all.
Okay, so the only reason they're amending the budget is because the rate's changing. They need surplus funds, and they need to introduce and add those surplus funds to the budget through the steps of amending the budget to cover the reform package.
Anyways, I just showed you guys the list of reforms and how they're going to cover the cost. It's from oil sales. So all this stuff is just a crock.
Now, I showed you guys as of Friday where they had suspended the budget funds. That allows them suspending the budget funds allows them to change the rate as well as amend the budget, but they have to suspend the budget funds to do that.
So the Iraqi government has decided to suspend funds allocated for several projects in the 2023 budget due to corruption concerns and mismanagement, not because they want to change the exchange rate. It is believed that a significant portion of the budget was being siphoned off through corrupt practices. This decision to suspend funds was aimed at ensuring transparency and accountability in the allocation and utilization of public resources. Furthermore, the government has established new mechanisms to monitor and evaluate the progress of projects funded by the budget to minimize corruption risk. That's why they suspended the budget, not because they're going to change the rate.
Now, let's talk about the step of amending the budget. The step of amending the budget can happen either before or after the rate changes.
Oh my gosh. So here's the problem if you do it before. So let's say Jeff is right and they're going to increase the exchange rate. Does it make sense for you to release the budget before they increase the exchange rate? Because then you have to turn around and redo the budget and make all the changes to the budget using the new exchange rate. So no, it doesn't make sense to release the budget before you change the exchange rate. You would change the exchange rate, then go through and amend all of your budget because the money you've allocated obviously has changed.
But the step of amending the budget is going to happen in close proximity to the rate change. Now, they will probably announce later this week, Thursday or Friday, as to when they plan to amend the budget, which they will probably do around this weekend. Now, just to throw just another little piece of unique information out there, did you guys know that this weekend coming up would be the historical anniversary date of when Kuwait reinstated their currency, March 24th of 1991?
Here's another little tidbit of information that everybody told us. Did you know that on March 17th, isn't that what we heard? That would be the 21st anniversary of when Bush invaded Iraq. Even though it was on the 19th, people told us what? It was the 17th. And because of that, something big was going to happen, a revaluation, something spectacular was going to happen to the Iraqi dinar. Now we're hearing it's the anniversary for the revaluation of the Kuwait dinar. Here's another more exciting piece of information. March 20th is my birthday. That's more exciting than this crap.
Okay. Now the final step of after the budget's amended, the final step of sending it to Parliament for approval. Parliament can only approve the budget after the rate officially changes. So the rate...
No, not true. They've already passed 3 years worth of budgets. Did the rate change? No. So to say that Parliament cannot approve amendments without a rate change is false. I wonder why you guys are so messed up out there with all this crap going on. I understand the confusion.
It has to change before... Sorry about that. The rate has to officially change before Parliament can actually approve it. So, I just wanted you guys to be aware of that. But again, this weekend...
Disregard. That's false.
And I'm not telling you the rate's changing this weekend.
I never seen anybody talk out both sides of his mouth so much. So, Parliament cannot approve the budget without a change to the exchange rate. That's what he says. Then he says, I'm not telling you that the exchange rate is going to change. Well, either they're doing the amendments or they're not. I already told you guys what the amendments were. I showed them to you and why they're doing them and how they're going to finance them. Nothing to do with the exchange rate changing. Now, is it possible the exchange rate does change? Of course, that's possible. But telling people that they cannot enact new reforms without a rate change, that's the part that's false. So could they change your rate? Sure they could. Are they? Probably not. But it absolutely positively has nothing to do with the reforms that are being presented. They're going to use oil revenues to cover those expenses.
Giving you some key information, okay? That right now, the next big step in this is we want to see when Iraq will be amending their budget, which they will probably let us know later this Thursday or Friday as to when they will be amending their budget. It will probably be around this weekend, okay? And they can amend it before or after the rate changes, okay? So, and that's why they had to suspend those funds. Again, they have to suspend the funds because remember the budget is calculated off the value of the currency. So they cannot change the rate in the middle of an active budget.
What the hell are you talking about? The budget depends on oil sales and allocations. That's why they always budget the price per barrel of oil in their budget.
They have to, in order for them to change the rate during an active budget, the funds have to be suspended and amended. Okay?
No, just like I showed you, they suspended the funds because of corruption and lack of transparency. So isn't this the same guy that told everybody that March the 17th, something spectacular is going to happen and nothing happened? He's one of them. So now he's telling us there's something happening, I guess, here soon, most likely because the Kuwait dinar got revalued. Well, he didn't say it quite that way, but why bring it up?
But again, the only reason they're amending the budget is to introduce surplus funds to cover funding the reform cost through the process of the rate changing.
No, because of corruption. Look, the truth of the matter is the Central Bank of Iraq can change the exchange rate anytime they want. They're the people responsible for it. And obviously, if they change the exchange rate, then they're going to have to amend the budget to account for the adjustment of the exchange rate. But to say they can't do it because of this or that is false. Look, I understand why so many people are confused out there. When you hear crap like that, it's confusing if you don't know what to listen for. The suspension of the funds has to do with corruption. The reforms can be activated without changing the rates. They're going to reallocate revenue from oil to help fund for all these reforms. I hope that answers your questions or help straightens out everything for you. Anyways, that's it for now. Look forward to hearing from you. I'm out.